Hello and welcome. I am Jacques Couture, great director of both stage and screen, and I am here for day 2 of production of The Blood We Spill. I'm very excited that most of our crew is still here. I do have some bad news. Part of our lighting crew has disappeared. I'm not sure. They took some of the lights with me. I'm sure it's because we can't pay them yet, but I'm giving everybody points on the back end of this. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing. But yeah, so lighting will be handled by some of our extras, luckily. And maybe Doug and Rich will come back to us at some point. I don't know. Before we start today's filming, let's talk with our wonderful cast again so they can remind us what characters they are. I would like to say thank you to the wonderful Candace for agreeing to speak during this particular filming day. We got Gladys, her crocodile, their own trailer through no small expense, but it was done. It was done. So let's start with them. Candace, go for it.
Hello, everyone. Candace the Magnificent here. It's wonderful to be with you. I am sorry for withholding myself from you last week, but I needed to drive a point home, and Gladys is quite pleased now. You can find me on a bird app tweeting about random nonsense. Not right now. Taking a break, as one does. At that Candace girl. Lovely to see you tonight. I'll be playing Simone Dawes. Thank you.
Yes. Well, that was befitting an actor of your status for sure. Janine.
Hello, my name is Janine, and I will be playing Angelique Cooper, a studious, brilliant, gorgeous, steadfast student, much like myself in my younger years when I went to Juilliard.
That's how I got into Juilliard. Chrissy.
Oh, hi. I'm Chrissy in color. I am going to be playing Wendy Foster, new starlet and, hippie stoner girl.
Definitely. Michelle.
Hello, I'm Michelle, and I will be playing Dr. Joseph Carlyle.
I thought that was professor. It's not professor.
It's
Doctor. Always doctor.
Always doctor.
Dr. Carlyle. Don't forget.
I'm sure I will. All right. Let us review what happened yesterday. It was a good day of shooting, I felt. We started out on campus and we met with Wendy, who was making her way to her first class. She was, of course, late after smoking a large amount of marijuana. And as she was going, she ran into her best friend, Hannah, who told her about Dr. Brad and his wife. Now, Dr. Brad is a beautiful...
Pastor Brad.
Pastor. Oh, you're the doctor, right?
I'm the doctor.
I forgot, damn it.
I'm no mere youth pastor.
No, not at all. He still has all his hair. Anyway, the doctor sorry. The pastor looks beautiful, wonderful smile, beautiful hair, and Hannah's very excited about the parties that she's been going to and tells Wendy about it. And Wendy says, oh, I might go later, and goes off to class. Meanwhile, Angelique was running on the paths in the woods, as she often does in the morning, and came across a man in the trees that looked like he was possibly dead. There were flies around, and it looked bad. So she immediately went to go find Dr. Carlyle. Now,
the only teacher I can trust.
The only teacher that can be trusted. While all of this was happening at the prison to the south, a young woman was escaping in the middle of the night, our wonderful Simone, and making her way towards Black Wolf Bay, which basically the idea is the warden helped her escape. They are lovers, and the plan is for her to lay low until the heat dies down, and then she's going to cross over to Canada, where the two of them will meet and hopefully live in love forever. That's the plan. So all of this stuff is happening, and Dr. Carlisle, Angelique, and Wendy as well find their way out to the forest to look at this corpse to find out what's going on, and it attacks them. It turns into this maggot fly thing and scurries towards them, and they escape, luckily. They do some research, and they find out that the creature in question is actually a demon of Beelzebub, one of Beelzebub's basically minions, as it were, and that this particular, I guess, devil from the old Philistine religion is possibly in Blackwater Bay right now. They all decided to make their way to the party and quickly found that it was a interesting affair where more than likely there was going to be an orgy at some point. Now, before we film any more of this particular film, I want you all to understand, extras, you need to listen to this. That gossamer material needs to be everywhere. We cannot get a rating higher than an R. It just cannot happen. I will not have this movie showing up in Times Square of New York. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so during this particular scene, keep covered up. We'll do a lot of interesting camera angles and put a lot of color over it, and it'll all be fine. But like I said, we have to keep everything at least closer to not landing us in trouble with the censors. Now, you found a man upstairs. Kent Do Right. By the way, it's my favorite NPC name ever now. Kent is in a locked cage upstairs and asked you to go get the keys. You went to the pastor's office, Jesus Christ, and you found the keys, and you went up and you were about to, Angelique was about to unlock the gate when she noticed that there were runes, little markings all over the lock and on the cage. And she paused for just a second. And that was when we cut. And then right after we cut, we went outside and we saw that Simone was standing just outside the building as a large storm rolled in to Black Wolf Bay. And that is where we are going to be picking things up. Now, I would like to thank our wonderful backers who have made this film possible. Last week, they not only opened up another monster for this particular film, but they also gave us you all have 4 points in the writer's pool right now. So so everybody knows what the writer's pool is in the book, you can do rewrites. The pool is a communal pool, so you can rewrite something, take over the scene, basically. So you have 4 of those points for free. I think the total is 4 per person, so that's 16 points altogether. You get these rewrites by rolling ones on skill checks. So if you roll a 1, that's called a botch roll. The point goes in the pool, and then you can use those pools to get yourself out of bad trouble. The game really is set up for people to take over the narrative for that particular moment and steer it in whatever direction. Now that we have covered all of that, what I'm asking from our backers, from our wonderful backers, is that we would like to do a sequence where we show some of the background of why Black Wolf Bay is such a contentious, evil kind of place. And we want to do a historic shoot day where all of our characters are in the past with the same characters, but with maybe slightly different names. And we won't be able to afford anything but the costumes, so the hairstyles will be exactly the same. But where we go into the kind of the history of the city. So if we hit our goal of raising money for that, we will do that particular episode next. Also, if we hit the halfway goal, which is $100, I will give everybody an extra blip or dot for 2 different rolls. So that means they get an extra die for 2 different rolls. So if we hit those 2 goals, that's what we're shooting for. And of course, all of the backers know that we appreciate them being involved and the fact that it allows us to make sure that we can afford the best for our actors, which right now is, okay, I'm going to admit it, Dairy Queen and some Crush soda. That's what we have for craft services today.
I think I need RC Cola.
Always with the RC Cola. Okay.
Did you get me a blizzard with M&Ms in it this time? I didn't see any in my trailer, but if they're in the blizzard, I totally understand that.
Okay, so out of game, what I'm wondering is, did they even have blizzards in 1976? I don't think they did.
Whoops.
No problem. Well, it's funny, whenever we play a game, and we've had players before, Saint in particular, who's like, can I call them on my cell phone? I'm like, it's 1993. Well, how did you get in touch with people? Like, you stood by a phone and you hope they called you.
They may not have blizzards, but they do have dilly bars at the wazoo.
Yeah, exactly. There may be also the Choco Taco might be a thing at this point. I don't know.
Yes,
rip.
it was.
Absolutely.
So, all right. The storm has come in around this huge house. Below, on the first floor, we're going to say it's a 3-story home at this point, a big old Victorian. And Simone, you are, thank you, Bowman, thank you for the tip. We appreciate it. Below you is bedrooms that are at this point empty. And below that is the main room. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, Wendy went with everyone. She was in a drum circle and she got pulled out of the drum circle. And you're all together in the attic. Simone, you are outside of this and you hear this, you're seeing this rain come down. You're feeling it, obviously. And you see this big crack of thunder, of lightning, and hear the thunder. And you see a large party going on inside. I guess what I'm going to ask, because we did the cliffhanger on it, is, Angelique, do you open it or do you wait? Tab.
I thought that... making sure I'm not muted. I thought that Wendy had used one of her trademarks, perhaps.
Which trademark was that? I forgot.
The one where I saw 3 previous scenes and it showed him eating people. And I went, oh no, wait. And that's whenever you stop things.
And my hand was at the door and I have the key poised in my hand.
You know, I had forgotten about that particular little piece. Sorry.
No worries. No, it happens. I can't find my notebook to.
You saw him eating someone. He was ravenously eating someone quickly, and that stopped you from opening the cage. And he looks at you and goes, "Wait a minute! What? Please, you've got to let me out. I'm starving. Please."
Starving for what? I mean, apparently human flesh.
You don't understand. They forced me to do it. They starved me for days, and then they put me on a table and they make me.
So now you're starving again for presumably days. No, man. I don't think this is the right move. I'm taking it back.
But you can't just leave me here. I'm dying. You got to get me out of here. They're just going to keep torturing me. They're sick people.
Honestly, Angelique, he's right about that. It seems like it might have been their fault that he's possessed anyway.
Yeah, what she said.
Oh, we're still not letting you out. Just to clarify.
Oh, please. Look, I've been in here for days now, and tonight at the end of this particular party, they're going to make me eat someone again, and I've got to get out of here.
What kind of food are they serving at this barbecue?
Oh, no, it's a barbecue? You didn't eat any of the food, did you?
No.
It's the best party to be a vegetarian at.
Say we do let you go. Where are you going to go?
Anywhere but here. I've got to get back to my house. I live in the West District. I I've been missing I'm sure my parents are very worried about me. And please, I just need your help. I just need your help.
Why should we believe you? Why should we
I don't have any
open
reason.
the door and then you eat one of us?
All right, so I'm going to cut from here, and I'm going to go back out to Simone. Simone, what are you going to do? You see this big party going on, and at the same time, storm is happening right above you. What's your play? You also see lights on in the attic, just so you know.
I take a look at the house and I try to figure out where is the best place for me to hide. I know that there's lots of children inside, teenagers and the like, and I can fit in with them, especially if it's a party. So I enter quietly with my cloak about my face, and I head up the stairs to try and get to the highest point where I can hopefully hide and wait for my sweet, sweet warden to come and find me.
So you enter, and the stairs are right there, which is very typical of these old houses, is the stairs to the second floor are right off the entryway. And you see this cacophony of people and gossamer and everything else, people starting to get into a more romantic mood around you. And I love to love you, baby. Exactly. You make your way up the stairs, and you notice that there's a man walking up the second set of stairs towards the attic door. He's a well-dressed man with a tucked-in shirt, long, curly blonde hair, and he seems to be holding some kind of book. You're thinking it looks kind of like a Bible, and he's about to enter into the attic.
I'm curious about what he's up to, and he seems to be going to the place I'd like to hide. If it looks like a Bible, I'll proceed with caution. But
okay.
I'm not afraid of him.
Do you want to... So in this case, and let's see... why don't we... Are you going to be... You're being stealthy about all this, correct?
Oh, quite stealthy, quite stealthy.
Excellent.
I don't want to get caught.
Good.
Though why would I? I'm obviously a teenager.
So why don't we do a roll for that then? I think for this, definitely dexterity and larceny.
Okay.
So let's do that. So you're going to be rolling, I believe that's what, six dice altogether.
6 dice.
That's pretty good, actually.
Meow. That's 4, 5, 6 dice. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I have to get a 10 on one?
No,
or just above an 8.
Just a 8 or above.
Okay, yeah, I've got 3 6. So I've got 1 10 and 2 9s.
So that's 4 successes altogether. So the 10's worth 2, and then the 9 is worth an extra couple. So you hold on to those extra 3 successes. You kind of hide in the shadows. You've got your hood over your head, and you creep up, and you're kind of off to the side. And right then, we're going to jump onto the inside of the attic space. The door swings open as you are having this conversation. Carlisle, you've just said, "How can we trust you?" And you hear the door open behind you with a big creak. And Pastor Brad says, "Oh, wait a minute. Why are you in the attic? This is not where the party is."
Why is he in the attic? This is not where the party is.
You're absolutely right. And he starts to make his way over to... Go ahead.
Immediately, as he walks in, I have already made the decision. I'm like, you know what? Now that someone else is here to get eaten, who has more of a chance to get eaten than us, I put the key in the lock and I turn it.
Okay.
I'm like, why is he in here? Click.
He's all like, "No, don't do that." Now, Simone, this is what you see. You're on the outside looking in. You see this young hippie girl who's obviously partaken in some of the refreshments downstairs with a shocked look on her face. A older man with a pipe who is himself aghast at what's going on, and a very confident woman unlocking a cage with what looks to be a very malnutritioned boy in it, or I guess teenager, young adult, whatever. So the gate opens, college student. The gate opens up and he stumbles out, and you see the pastor start to run towards the door, and there are all of these strange stretching sounds as Kent Do-Right's hands get larger and his arms get stretched out and the skin starts to pull apart and his face turns into this bestial wolf-like face and hair starts to come out, and he goes, you've doomed us all. And Kent jumps over and lands on top of the pastor and starts to eat into his throat and tear him apart. All of this blood is going everywhere, and it starts to drip down into the floorboards. You have all just one moment as this thing is tearing through the pastor. What's everybody's reaction to this particular thing?
Holy
I
shit.
kind of I'm standing there watching this and trying to parse out exactly what's going on. I see the two young women and I say, is this the orgy? Not the kind of eating I thought I would be watching tonight.
It's an orgy of horror.
Oh, there you go. I give that vote for that quip, by the way. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
Thumbs up. Stolen. You can have that.
So, yeah. So at this point, it's preoccupied with the pastor, but not for long.
So, mistakes were made, and I like grab each of them on my way because I'm at the furthest point, and pull them through the door. The professor and Wendy.
Okay.
I'd like to close the door behind her.
No
yeah,
problem.
I'm gonna attempt to like bar it shut. Also,
So you all run downstairs. I assume, is anybody staying behind, or everybody running? Okay, everybody's running.
Nice party. Gotta go.
everybody get out of here!
So and
Get out of there too!
I'd like again. I'd
Don't
like
eat
to
the barbecue.
don't eat the barbecue. Exactly. You get downstairs, and at this point, the orgy of horror downstairs is in full swing. None of them know what's going on upstairs. Do you try to let them know anything, or are you just getting the fuck out of there?
I'm new here. I have no stake in this game. I mean, save the children.
Fire! Fire! There's a fire upstairs as I'm sprinting out the door.
Oh, don't say that. They'll go dance around it.
Fucking hippies!
They'll think it's the Ohio players. Okay.
Wow.
Me for the new stuff.
Exactly. So you quickly try to convince them. I think this needs a roll. I'm only going to make one of you roll, and I'm going to make it the person who has the best persuasion to do so. And let's see.
Not I, said the fly.
Not me.
One.
Let's see. So persuasion and cunning. So that's probably going to be Wendy. With
Yeah, I've got 5 between the two. Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a roll for that.
Okay. That is no successes.
Any ones?
I also have.
Yes, there was
5.
one.
Okay.
Well, all these people are gonna die.
So you got 1-1, which means now the rewrite for the writer's pool is now 5. You can spend some of those points to help you out in that situation. But I'm going to say that as you're trying to get these people out of their embraces, as it were, you start to get a bit like they start pulling at you, and you're trying to like not be part of whatever's going on, and it basically it's not that they can pull you into the situation, but they're hampering your progress out. So you know that it's basically like you're trying to get them out, but you're getting stuck there with them. And you know that that door upstairs is going to burst open at any moment, and that creature is going to bound down and start eating. So here's the question. You can use your rewrites if you would like to alter the situation, okay?
But also, what's the mechanic for helping?
Well, you can make a skill roll, go grab her and pull her out if you want to do that as well.
Wendy, would you like some help?
Yes, please. Yes. Can you I kind of expected this kind of party when I came here, but we need to go.
So what two things would you like to use to get her out of this situation?
I am going to use command and so skill and an attribute. Command and dexterity combo
Okay, cool.
combo.
All right.
And as I go to like kind of push people out of the way and see them like kind of entangling Wendy. Hey, get your hands off or you'll be pulling back a stump.
Oh, man. Okay, cool. No problem. It's all good.
And then that's...
Groovy.
Oh, God. Okay, well, that sucks.
Did you fail a 2?
No, I got 1 8, but I also got 2 1s. So.
Well, those ones don't count if you get
Yeah,
success.
it was just like, and I rolled them individually.
It's the worst D&D monster ever. The orgy of grabbing. So you run in, you grab her, you pull her out. Simone and Dr. Carlisle are at the front door. None of them seem to be paying attention to you. And you run out into the storm. There's lightning streaking across the sky. And do you just keep running away? What do you do in this situation? You're outside, you're in the rain.
And who are you? I turn to Simone.
Me?
She's real, right? Like you can see her too.
Girl, you
I'm
gotta
real.
lay off those magic brownies.
Yes, we can see her, dear. We can see her. Who are you?
Hello, fellow students. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Simone, remember all the time we spent together on the ride here?
No.
Absolutely not. But if you're gonna be here, you gotta help us get those people out of here.
Yes, I'm quite helpful when I need to be.
Well, what's the plan then? How are you going to get all these people out of there?
So I start walking around the outside of the window. Can't believe fire didn't work. As I'm like, I have wrapped part of like, I don't know, maybe a scarf around my hand. Say I had a scarf. And I just start punching out windows to scare the people inside. Like,
Okay. I'm going to say, so do you all mind if I give a couple of ideas and you can see if you wanted to use any of them? Or is that cool? Or does Simone have
please,
an idea?
I will accept any directorial criticism.
Simone does have an idea based on the, knowing your audience, which is a great trick of many actors. I would like to perhaps yell, "There's a free love mud pit outside." Right there, under moonlight.
Well, you
Yes.
got Wendy.
Yes. Seek deeper pleasures under the moonlight. The light of the moon is shining. Moon bathe with us. And I go running out the door as quickly as I can to try and see if they'll rush to the
Follow you
excitement.
like a bunch of puppies.
Like a bunch of dirty hippies.
Dirty hippies. All right. So
How divine.
All right, so this is definitely something I want you to roll for. We're going to see, because I want to see if hippies do get eaten in this situation. So I think that cunning and actually this would be manipulation. So manipulation and what was the second thing you think you should be using? What is capturing their imagination?
I'd say persuasion of seeing this mysterious figure commanding them to ultimate pleasure. I feel like they'd be like,
Right.
maybe so.
Right.
Maybe that is what I'm doing with my night.
Okay, cool. So, give me a roll.
Okay, I think that's 4 dice that I get to roll.
Yep, that's 4 altogether.
10. Woo! 110.
110, so that's 2
That's all you
successes.
need.
And you still have some successes from before. So you can use those successes for stunts or whatever. In this situation, there's really not any stunts to put out there for this particular thing, unless you have something in particular that you want to do that might slow down the beast that's about to come downstairs. So that's something you can think about. They buy it. They start to run out into the mud, and it quickly turns into a big mud pit of people, and the water is coming down. And the rain's pretty cold, and it's starting to sober some of them up a little bit. You do not see the pastor's wife, though, and you hear the upper door slam open and a blood-curdling howl right as a thunder strike goes off into the ether, and you realize you only have moments before it bounds downstairs, looking for the next victim. What do you all want to do?
I would like to try and improvise a weapon.
Okay.
So as people are starting to file out, maybe a chair leg or something like that, I just jump through one of the windows that I've smashed with my hands.
You can grab anything like a piece of wood or a chair leg, or because you're on the outside, and this is an old Victorian home. So if you wanted to, you could literally rip part of the siding off of it, and with like a nail or something, and use it as something that you can hit with. There's also an old iron gate nearby that you could possibly, that's broken up, and I if you wanted to use one of your rewrite pools, you could say that there is a shovel that was left. So you'd have to use 1 point in rewrite to make a shovel appear, and that would give you 4 points altogether.
Anybody mind if we do?
Nope. Go for
Okay.
it.
And suddenly a shovel appears as if left there by a curmudgeonly groundskeeper who wanted to track mud into the house because he hates the housekeeper.
Yes, he's like, fuck you people. So you grab that. Dr. Carlisle, what are you going to do?
I think I'm going to try to convince people, hey, the evening's over. Get to your cars like now. Run.
Really quick, Emma Panda, thank you so much for the raid and for following. We appreciate it. Welcome, and thank you so much. Let's see. Monster Bait, thank you for following as well. Which is a great thing for this particular scene. I'm sorry, Dr. Carlisle. I was thinking about my 6 wives that left me for no good reason. What did you say you wanted to do?
You seem to be thinking about those 6 wives a lot.
I'm a lonely man, and I'm older now, so it's very hard to get a 7th. And I need this movie to work so that I can use the money to hopefully get a house, or at least a condo.
Well, I've got an idea. Why don't you try directing for once?
All right, Doctor, what do you want to do in this scene?
I would like to try to convince these young people, these muddy young people who are now slightly sobered up, to run for their lives.
Well, give me a persuasion roll then. And I'm going to say manipulation?
I would think presence.
Presence? Oh, because that has 3 instead of 1, correct?
Well, of course, yeah.
All right, I'll let you do that. Go for it.
I have 3 successes because I have a 10 and an 8.
Excellent.
So, I
so finally, go for it.
Run! Run for your lives! Run!
They look up at you They see something in the house bounding down the stairs as the lightning shows, the shadows that are going on in the house, and they start to run, and the door opens up, and there is a 7-foot tall werewolf with long claws and a huge jaw just open and ready to eat more. And it howls again, and all of you are standing nearby. Angelique has her shovel. What do you all want to do?
I have an ill-advised plan. Sorry.
No, you were fine. Go right on ahead.
My plan is using some non-traditional methods. Might I
Okay.
see in the orgy room if they had some medical-grade lubricant? I imagine an event like that would require quite a lot of it.
In the 70s, I think they only had medical grade lubricant at that point. I think it was KY or die. I think that's all there was back then. So yes, we're going to say yes.
Might I aid my party in smearing the bottom stairs with it to maybe buy us some more time
Sure.
as
But
this wolf gallops toward us?
for that to happen, I think that because you guys went outside without said medical lubricant, I'm going to say that you'll need to use a rewrite point to be able to do that, to magically have lubricant.
I don't know if it's worth it.
It would bring you down to 3, but
Might be.
it might help you out.
I
Even if
also
it's not, it's
guarantee
funny.
that we will be getting another rewrite point when someone else rolls a 1. So, you
Okay.
know.
All right. That's what I do.
All right, cool. So you use your rewrite point. You have said lubricant. Now, here's a sentence we never really think we're going to be saying. We're going to be using a lubricant from an orgy from a 70s movie to stop a werewolf from going down the stairs. These are all things that I love and shall happen.
Oh, and in true crime-stopping fashion, I am on the other side of that skid waiting to clothesline this werewolf in the mouth.
All right, excellent. Now we're cooking with gas. So for that, what 2 skills are going to use for said clothesline?
I will be using
Close combat, definitely.
close combat, and then I have to use an attribute.
Yes.
Maybe might.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how's your might?
Yeah.
Might I use my might
You
to
might.
smite this evil monster, Juilliard? Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I'm not going to make you roll for said lubricant spreading because you spent a point, and you, Simone, so you're doing your thing, and this thing is coming right at you, and you see Angelique off to the side with the shovel. Go ahead, Angelique, and give me a roll.
Alrighty then. That is 2 10s and 2 2s.
Wow.
Ooh.
So that's 4 successes. Is there any, do you want to spend those extra successes on damage? Because that's a stunt. You can spend 3 extra levels of damage on it.
I would love to do that.
Excellent. And I'm going to say, because of said lubricant, it's not going to have a chance to dodge. So it hits that lubricant and starts to slide backwards, and you just hit it in the face as hard as possible. And you can feel the give of the handle, and you hear a crack of wood as you literally break the shovel in its face, and it slams down on the ground. And with 3 levels of damage to it, it is not. It's confused. It's concussed. It's a supernatural creature, so you know it's going to get back up. That's not enough for you to kill it, but it's enough to get the fuck away if you all want to run right now. Is that what we would like to do?
We got to tie this thing up.
Okay.
Kinky.
Is there
It is a sex party after all, I say.
is there an iron fire poker?
Inside the house, yes.
Okay. Well, I thought we were inside.
No, you're
Again.
outside on the.
Oh, we're outside.
You're outside
I-
on the porch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. I'd do it.
If you want to.
Yeah,
You
if I
have-
can get in there and grab an iron poker, because iron and supernatural creatures
All
do
right.
not usually mix.
So
Sorry,
you
one second.
have right now 4 stunts, I believe, that you can use. I will not make you roll an athletics roll if you spend those stunts you've collected.
Sure.
All right. So you spend your stunts. You grab a iron poker. I'm going to
Okay,
say.
wait,
Go ahead.
because I'm going to describe the scene.
Excellent. Go for it.
All right. So I dive into the house and roll towards the fireplace, standing up and grabbing the iron poker in one iron poker. No, the iron poker all in one swift motion, and then running back to try to stab the beast.
Excellent. So you go up. It's like, fuck, what was that? Shovel. Trying to get back up on its feet. You go over it. Before Dr. Carlisle does this, Wendy, is there anything that you want to do at this moment?
Well, she's still a little dazed, but did the people, did the other hippies like come outside? Are they outside on our side? Or are they still?
They went into the mud pit to continue the festivities, but then they were convinced to run away, and they have run off into the woods.
Okay, so they are not in danger. Awesome.
No, they're not in danger.
I'm just looking at this werewolf with just this not horrified enough look on my face. And I'm like, oh dear. Oh no. I might be in love with a monster.
This. Please.
Werewolves are attractive to some people. It's just the way it is. I'm not judging.
Listen, I had to squeeze that quip in somewhere. Oh, please,
yes,
please,
you had to. I will say that I vote that was a good quip. Anybody else? Everybody cool with that quip? Okay, so you get that one definitely.
It was the lube.
It was the lube. Exactly.
Mowgli says he volunteers to make werewolf sound effects.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that at all. We're fine. We have lots of cats and dog at 12 Side Stories. So
Listen, when my internet cuts out because Dory's been chewing the cord out of sight, it's fine.
We're very pet positive around here. So you see that your new love is about to get stabbed with a hot poker. Do you want to try to stop Carlisle from hurting your werewolf possible future boyfriend?
Yes, actually, I think I would. No, please don't hurt him.
Okay, so what
Damn hippies love every animal.
Peace and love.
All right. So what I'd like you to do is, you have no close combat. And so you get 1 die for this. You get might.
Okay.
So roll your 1 die.
That was a 6.
Oh, so you run up trying to stop her, or trying to stop him from stabbing this wonderful creature that you've now seen, and you slip on some lube and you fall into.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Dr. Carlisle, let's see. It's funny. It's like, let's see. Dr. Carlisle, you need to give me I'm going to say athletics and might roll.
Okay.
Dr. Carlisle, what did you get?
I rolled a 10.
Excellent. So you slam this poker down into the beast. Confused, angry, and still a bit hungry, it yowls as it feels the hot poker go through it. Where were you trying to land this blow, by the way?
Well, I had figured because it slipped and it fell backwards that it would be somewhere either near or on the head.
Okay. So, so you want to try to hit the head is what you're saying.
Well, I wanted to stab it in the head.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what? You what, mate?
So you stab this thing in the head, and it kind of does this jerking motion and then just collapses. Wendy, you're muted. Wendy is beside herself with such feelings of. Oh, there she is.
Are you sure you didn't take away her lines, Jacques?
Maybe I did.
Fire the boom operator. my like Zoom window was Anyway, no, how could you?
And I say, wait a minute. I look at her and I say, do you believe in evil?
That was a quip, right?
Yeah, that was a quip. I get that one's a good one.
Great.
That was a good one.
He could have been the love of my life. He just took everything from me.
I'm sorry, Wendy, but you have to understand that there would have been no life for you.
Literally, girl. Literally.
I could have
Take
been
it from me.
dancing in the moonlight.
The man you loved was no longer in that beast's body.
Oh, no, I love the beast, not the man. I don't.
Well, you
know
got some
who
other
the man
problems.
was.
Right now,
And this is your friend? I turn around and look at the other two.
we just go to school together.
Right, where I too am
Mushrooms.
also a student.
Yeah,
I've never seen you before. I've seen you less than I see her, and I actively avoid her.
I don't know why. I'm quite lovable.
Maybe
Yeah,
loving
yeah.
is the opposite of your problem. You should love a little bit less.
Oh, maybe. Oh, but so you go to our school? Do you?
But of course I do. I am a regular student. Yes.
What do you
Yes, I
major
do.
in?
I'm on the gymnastics team.
Oh, how fascinating.
I think we have other problems to deal with right now. Like, this thing that's gonna get up. I say as I kind of like, I'm gonna hit it with the shovel again.
All right, so you pick up the remnants of the shovel and you slam it in the face.
I think I'm gonna attempt to use it as a stake, just because that is the level of knowledge that I would have at this point.
Okay. You're going to stab it through the heart?
Yeah.
All right. Our stream dog does not like werewolves getting attacked. They're kin. So I'm not going to make you make a roll. You stab it through the heart, and it does not move. You crank it right through, and I'll say it does give a spasm, but no, it seems like it's pretty well dead at this point.
Great. Love is dead. Now, what are we gonna do? The cops are coming. I'm sure of it.
Cops?
Yeah, let's roll.
Who called the cops?
No one yet, but someone soon.
Oh, we need to leave right now. Can't be caught by the red and blue.
So you
Very
all,
smart.
you all leave, and this werewolf corpse on the. Well, actually, at this point, he's probably morphing back into Can't Do Right, which is apropos for the moment. Which abode do you all want to retire to?
Professor, can we come to yours until this whole thing blows over? You're the last person they would expect to be at something like this.
Yes, true. And I have some guest bedrooms.
Oh, how delightful.
Lead on, teach.
So
we go.
I'm going to say I'd like to do a hard cut here to morning. You guys go, you get some sleep, you wake up in the morning, and you are sitting around a table with coffee, possibly cigarettes. Here's the situation that as you see it so far. Brad the pastor was the leader of a sex cult. How that tied into Beelzebub, you're not sure quite yet, but you did find a fragment of a spell in his den, if you remember, to be able to... Go ahead.
Yeah, I copied down all of that. Yeah,
Cool.
as much of that as possible.
So you have that down. So you have the spell. He somehow captured a werewolf, which doesn't seem to have any connection to Beelzebub. It's as if a second monster had been dropped into the story somehow. So now you must deal with the fact that there might be werewolves and demons. Oh my. The question for you all in this next set of scenes is where to go from here. What is the plan? What are things? Talk amongst yourselves and make decisions.
I'd just like to be safe, personally. I'd prefer to remain out of sight and just try to not get in any trouble.
Is that outfit exactly what you're wearing?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
I turn to costume and I'm just like, is this right? What? Okay. Excuse me. I'm back.
It's fall. Halloween is fast approaching. It's never too early to stop celebrating.
Do you usually wear that to school? Maybe that's why we don't recognize you.
Can I see your face under there? I might recognize you a little better.
Oh no! I have a very terrible skin condition, and it's so close to breakfast. Don't want to ruin your morning. Just I am quite well known in the athletics community. Not so well known for my academics, which is why you probably don't know me. You're quite smart. I can tell with how you're barraging me with questions. So.
Yeah. So, what do you study? Who are you? Who's your favorite professor?
My favorite professor is, of course, this one right here, letting me stay in his home free of charge at night, keeping me quite safe. I love science or whatever it is you teach.
I turn to look at my favorite professor.
Yeah, I shoot Angelique a look as well. I'm like,
So, how did you come to be at that party last night?
I asked a local street youth from our school if he would give me a ride to the most fun party in the land in this Black Wolf Bay area, and he told me about a hopping disco/orgy, and I just couldn't resist. I came right away.
I suppose it was pretty groovy until we found the guy in the cage.
Quite groovy. And honestly, a guy in a cage is usually, the tipping point for the night rather than perhaps its zenith.
Yeah.
Demise, if you will.
I thank you for your impressive interrogation skills. I would like to know more about you two. What would two nice young people like you, like ourselves, be doing at a werewolf orgy?
I look over at Wendy.
For what it says on the tin, the orgy. Somebody said that there was weed there. And also they said that Pastor Brad was really attractive, which he was. I guess now that his face is probably gone, probably a little less attractive now. Oh, no. But yes.
I should say so, yes. Perhaps he was, in fact, quite good looking. So good looking, he was delicious.
Well, I don't know. And I start to pull out some of my notes. Professor, I don't know. Doctor, I don't know what to make of any of this. But I think we need to go to the library and figure out or did we do that?
no.
Well, you went to
Line?
No, you didn't do that. You were at Carlisle's office, remember? And you found all that information. Yes, there's your line. No, keep going. We're running out of sunlight.
I think that we need to go to the library and figure out exactly what we're up against here. Like, I can't make heads or tails of this.
I agree, Angelique, and that is why you're one of my star students.
Right then, there's a knock at the door.
I
knows
go and
we're
answer
here?
the door. Hello?
Dr. Carlisle, there's a police officer standing there at the doorway. Hello, we had some reports of a party and we found, well, I can't go into it, but there were some students say that you were present at this party, and we were wondering if we could ask you a few questions.
Hey, narcs.
Well, yes, of course you can ask me questions.
Were you
Go
there?
on. I was there briefly. When I thought it was just a barbecue. I was invited by some students, and I went, and Well, they had far more than barbecue there. They had some illegal substances, and I just don't partake in those things. And then they started cavorting about, as it were.
I see. Well,
And that is when I took my leave.
so you didn't see any suspicious characters? Anybody? Maybe a woman and a little bit older than the other students there. Is it possible that we have reports that there might be a convict on the loose?
Oh,
And
dear.
we found a body, unfortunately, at the two bodies at the party after you left.
Ooh.
We wonder if it
Oh.
might be connected to this dastardly criminal on the run.
No. The only woman who was there, who was not a student, was the pastor's wife.
She's missing as well.
What?
Yes, we did not find her. We found a young man on the porch covered in lube and another man upstairs horribly mangled. It was terrible.
Oh. That's
Well-
not where I thought that was going. Oh.
No. Two separate incidents. Anyway, I now must go try to talk to a bunch of very, very messed up kids about this. Be on the lookout, though. If this is the convict that has escaped, she's very dangerous. Very dangerous. And then he walks off
Thank
and you
you.
close the door.
That sounds terrible. A convict on the loose. Not a
You're
one
hiding
of us are
something.
safe.
I know it.
Me?
Yes.
I'm hiding my terrible
a
skin disorder.
convict on
Take
the
it off.
Yes.
Also, that was a quip.
Take it off is your quip.
No, if only. I mean, that's my quip in real life. You're hiding something from me. I know it.
I could never hide. Look at me. Do I look like I'm hiding?
Yes. Quite.
Well, I'm just a child, like you. Look at my youthful visage.
Yes, very youthful.
Yes, quite young.
You need to start answering some questions honestly and quickly.
You don't look like you have a
Yes,
skin
yes.
condition.
What questions could you have? Please.
Who are you really?
Really?
And none of this,
Dawes.
I'm a student at the university, baloney.
Baloney. You're quite rude, quite rude. I am a two-time, almost award-winning gymnast. I am quite well known in the sports field, especially at my alma mater. I was quite accomplished.
What events
What
do
other
you do?
questions?
What was your alma mater?
The same school you all go to. Black Wolf Bay University.
It's actually Harkwood.
It's actually Hartwood University.
That's obviously what I meant. It's been some time. I admit I might be a little older than the rest of you. You can't expect me to just own up to how old I am. It's quite impolite to ask a lady her age. So
You don't look a day over 28.
thank you so much. This is why we keep this one around. Yes.
Well, I don't believe you, but I was there and I know you didn't commit this murder. That doesn't mean you didn't commit any other murders.
Are you the
Murder?
convict?
She's obviously the convict. I've never seen this woman before in my life.
I didn't put that together. What did you do?
I pat you on the hand at the table. Yeah, that's why we're here, to support each other, because otherwise we wouldn't make it very far, now would we? Now, why are you here? Why shouldn't we turn you into the authorities? I mean, I have my valid reasons, but I'm sure that other people wouldn't want a convicted murderer running around.
Real quick, before you respond, Simone, I'm going to give you an option. You can continue with the back and forth that you all are having, which is awesome, or we can do a cutaway to a flashback and you can explain the situation in your words. Which one would you like to do?
A flashback.
Okay. Flashback.
A trial by a jury of peers. Again. Another.
I am standing in a locker room. Before me, my team. I'm getting on my kit, my gymnastics gear, and I look around me at these young nubile bodies, and my own in its spectacular uniform, with a number 2 on my badge, because I was an understudy. I wait a few moments as the team says its prayers and whatnot, all the arms in, and nobody calls to me. No one. Not a word. And so I summoned my grimoire from my suitcase and a duffel bag, a couple other accoutrements, and I asked the dark side for help. A beautiful red glow appears in the room. I pass out, and when I come to, everyone has died. But me. Number 1 gymnast. If the coach hadn't walked in. Flashback.
Wind chime.
So you just happen to carry a grimoire with you.
Oh, that's not a normal thing to have?
Where I come from, we only have the Bible.
Yes,
Did you require such a thing?
At my local library, my dear. Listen, sometimes relationships with parents can be very tenuous, and my mother really wanted me to win. Any other questions?
Well, since it seems you know so much about magic, what do you make of this? And that's, if you make yourself useful, I mean, there's no reason that anything should go amiss here, right?
I'd say you shouldn't have let that young man out of the cage last night. I understand you, and I point to Wendy, you like to show compassion when you're dealing with the supernatural. It's better that you don't.
Oh, but oh dear, sometimes they just need a little help. I simply saved these 2 by praying with the monster. He didn't really, he was driven to hurt them, but he didn't want to. So I just sometimes feel compassion is a great route to go.
My darling, this is not the kind of praying a beast like that is interested in. No offense. You seem quite nice. Lovely, in fact.
Oh, thank you. You're quite lovely as well.
Well, just because you lost another different lover doesn't mean that you need to take up with this one. You like the dangerous type. Stop it.
Yes, Wendy, it seems that your sense of self-preservation is largely underdeveloped.
For a psychology student, I probably should know better. I'm sure that there is a deep-seated trauma for this that I probably don't want to delve into. But, speaking of psychology, I pull out the pill they gave me. They had something fun and new last night. The doctor, I know this really isn't like you're not a doctor, like a medical doctor, but like, have you ever seen anything like this?
And I take it, and would I have like a book of medicines or anything like that? Maybe?
I'm going to say yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'm trying to think, what would I roll here?
Probably
Science and intellect?
Yeah, science and intellect. That makes the most sense to me.
Big money, no whammies.
No whammies, no whammies.
I have 1 success.
Okay. So this is some kind of it's kind of like ecstasy, but even more powerful, and it basically makes people, it's like angel dust or LSD. It's like a psychotropic almost, where you will start seeing the walls around you change and everything. It's to simulate the appearance of a supernatural vision of some sort. And your best guess is that the pastor would be once someone took this, would use that to his advantage to give them a vision in order to pull them closer into the clutches of the particular cult that he was leading. It is quite dangerous. If you take too much of it, it can fry your brain, and it might do that on its own.
Oh,
Yes, this is typical cult behavior where they will use hallucinogenic substances to indoctrinate new members.
I knew it was a cult.
but the
Well-
werewolf was real, right? Because I put that in my mouth very briefly. So I didn't hallucinate that, right? Like he was real.
No, he was real.
Okay.
He was real. Why? We don't know.
So I guess the question now is, you know that there is some kind of demon thing going on right now. Whether your guess is that somehow Pastor Brad and his wife are connected to it. You know students are in danger. You know the cops are going to be no help. How do you want to proceed from this point? Do you want to take a look at possibly Simone's grimoire and see if there's anything in that? Do you want to go to the library? Do you want to go back to the house now that it's daylight? And
All of the above.
Yeah.
which one of
Well,
those
I
things
mean,
would you like to do first?
The house right now is probably still swarming with cops, so we may want to avoid it for a little bit. I think the library, because we can take a look at the grimoire there as well. So
Okay.
that's my vote.
Well, how's everybody on that? Is that cool with everybody?
Sounds fantastic. That was my idea too.
All right.
I suppose it must be okay with me, despite the fact that I did not agree, to show my fantastic grimoire to all of you. But now that you know my secret, I suppose.
It's that or you're out on the street.
Lead the way.
So all of you go to the library. We're going to say that this is a enigma plus intelligence roll, because enigmas are puzzles. So we're going to say that you're trying to puzzle as much information about this particular demon, the spell that you found, all of the different disparate things you have going on. So each person make a roll and let me know how many successes you each get.
2 successes.
All right. Cool.
Three successes.
Oh.
How does 6 sound?
Wow. That sounds
I rolled 3
huge.
10s.
Wow.
Oh,
You know that's going to bite you in the ass when you roll like 4 1s or something later down the road.
I will take it now.
3 successes.
Oh, wow. That's quite a lot. So because we don't really need to get into stunts at this point, I'm going to say that you do a lot of research, and this is actually going to tie in to our backers, just so you know. Our goal, if we hit that full goal of $200, we're going to do an episode where we're going to show basically the same actors but in the past, and we're going to do an episode where it's like the late 1800s in classic 1970s horror film, and all of the tip money or bits or subscriptions, all of that stuff goes to us being able to pay our wonderful actors, which we like to do a lot. So if you would like to see that, definitely throw some tips this way. We'd appreciate it. You find out the following. Basically, there is the pastor was run out of the last town he was in, which was Dallas. Him and his wife had started doing a similar thing, and he was using biblical text from Gnostic teachings, which the Gnostics had a very different view on Christianity in the early years. They believed more in that the human body was kind of corrupt, and that, at some point it was, you moved on, and there was a lot of rumors in the church of sex cults among the Gnostics. Whether or not this was just PR stunts by the main church? It's not completely clear. But the Gnostics were not a group of one people. They were several different groups. Gnostic is more of a term for early Christians that followed certain biblical texts. It did not mean a unified church. Well, the good pastor had grabbed several different things. He cherry-picked things that he liked and started to move towards getting a group of people that he could mold into this new church of his. Plus, he liked sex. And so those things were on his mind as he pushed this particular religion forward. The connection to the werewolf is not through the Gnostic readings or through the demons or anything else, but the fact that there seems to be rumors or history of demons, of werewolves in this town for at least a few hundred years. Multiple werewolves. So, Kent Do-Right was not the only one, more than likely.
Oh, no.
And you realize that that means that his family is out there somewhere, probably not very happy. Now, why was the spell in the book? Why would he have a banishing spell for Beelzebub? Or at least Beelzebub's demon minions, as it were. Well, it seems that the good pastor was looking for ways to increase his power over his people, and he was using demon magic to help concoct the drug that you found. So, that's quite a bit of information for you all.
Did we see that flashback? Simone's flashback?
Well, I figured it was a flashback of her telling you what happened, but then the flashback was like if you saw it in a movie, you would see it in real time as she narrated.
With one of my extra successes, I would like to go off somewhere in the library and maybe see if I can find any newspaper articles about Simone's story.
I'm going to say sure. Yeah. And it says that Simone brutally murdered her entire gym team before a competition. Their bodies ripped asunder. Their arms and their limbs torn out of their torsos. Blood everywhere.
Yeah, be ashamed.
And she was just standing in the middle of all of it with a look of confusion as her coach walked in. And they said in the article that she deserves every single second of time she was given. That it's lucky for all of us that she got 12 consecutive life sentences. And that the world is a better place without that type of evil on the street.
In the library, can I sneak up on the professor as he's reading this?
Sure, give me a stealth roll. So, larceny plus dexterity.
2. Oh, cool. 6 dice.
All ones.
One success.
Yep, that's enough.
That'll
That
do
was
it.
close.
So, tell me what you do.
So I'm like skulking around this library with like my hood on still, like lurking real good so that nobody else is looking at me.
Okay.
And then when I sneak up next to the doctor, like I lift my head, my hood up a little bit and just get very, very like too close, like this close to his face from behind.
I'm like,
Good story, doctor.
oh,
Was my regaling the truth to you not enough?
there are more than one side to the truth. I wanted to see what the papers had to say.
The papers speak nothing but lies. Only I can tell you what happened that night, and perhaps the other individual that was there.
Which was?
I shall not speak its name, but it came out of that book and disappeared back into that book. And on its way took the organs of several young people. It was quite messy. I just wanted to be number one. I thought bones would break. I thought stomach bugs would flourish. I thought, nothing too bad. Demons are quite hungry.
And they are not ours to control.
Well, I thought it would control itself. Nothing like that will happen again in the future. I've learned my lesson. I've learned it.
Have
Quite
you
well.
still carry the grimoire?
Well, I mean, we're using it right now, aren't we?
No, we are
So
looking at
helpful.
it. We are not
Very helpful.
necessarily using it.
Well, I'm quite useful. Look at how useful I'm being right now, giving you this information free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to tell the others, though, the grisly details. They don't need to know. Young people, you don't want to, keep them up past their bedtimes. How old are they? Young?
Old enough. They are adults, young adults, but they are adults. They're old enough.
Old enough for what?
Old enough to know the truth, good darling, that your doctor here has found more information on this monster.
And I walk to where the grimoire is and I close it and I say, this was not meant for humans to read. This is a dangerous book and we should not use it.
But how
You
else
can
are we going to
trust-
find out?
I mean, only as a reference, but do not read anything from it. Do not use.
Like aloud?
Correct.
Does not seem to be a shortage of people using demons to get their way around here right now.
And I give Simone a very pointed look and say, no, there does not.
Yes. I see your looks of judgment. I'd like to know, in the future, when some of you have some extenuating circumstances, how quickly you'll reach for the Gwimral like I did. We'll see.
All good is hard and all evil is easy. Mediocrity is easy. I don't think I'll be reaching for a grimoire anytime in my future. Unless it's to figure out how to best end this demon problem.
Quite so.
I mean, if you can use it to summon a demon, surely you can use it to banish one, right? You've had this book for a long time. Is there anything in there pertaining that?
Yes. Quite a few passages to seal it back up. And you'll note that the demon didn't kill my coach because I had the good sense to tuck it back where it came. I just couldn't stop it in time. And really, when you consider how much those girls made fun of me, the world is not worse off in any way.
If you think so.
That just feels really excessive. Feels like a really violent way to handle bullying. Maybe a little more love and compassion in your life would be helpful here.
Quite right. You, as someone who feels quite tender toward creatures that almost ripped our faces off last night, I will try to practice such love in future. Thank you.
I mean, it saved my life. And honestly, I'm so compassionate. Like, if I had been on your team, maybe you wouldn't have summoned the demon because I wouldn't have bullied you. You would have had a friend.
A friend? I know nothing of friendship.
Oh, Wendy, she would have killed you too to get what she wanted.
Well, I mean, if I had had a friend, then maybe that's what I would have wanted.
Power of friendship. It solves that
I
problem.
like you.
Well, onward and upward. We must find out how to fight this evil.
Do we think the demon's just hanging out back at the house? You said that there was runes there, right? There was runes there on the floor. Maybe we can actually summon it to where the runes are and then use the book to banish it.
I'd think we'd want to find I don't know if I want to get into all this witchcraft stuff.
Oh, it's fine. It's fun.
I'd like to do more research first. I don't want to go in unprepared.
You're right, Doctor.
Anything that would come from a book that evil, I don't know that it would help.
Right then, a tall woman, probably maybe 6'2", broad shoulders, comes up behind all of you as you're in this little corner having this discussion. And she says, "Hello, I have a question for you. Have you seen my brother, Kent?"
Oops.
Kent, he was at a party last night and tragically met his end.
I swear, more and more people on this campus just starting to more campus people. More people. I don't know any of these people. I barely know these people.
I'm not a student here, but I have a feeling you all were next to my brother when he was dispatched. And I followed the scent here.
I'm sorry, I shower twice a day. Scent? You might be
Yes.
smelling the patchouli oil off of Wendy here.
I should let you all know that we will be keeping an eye on all of you. This is obviously too public of a place to show our dislike for werewolf killers.
Werewolf. Oh, are you okay? Were you at that party? Because I heard they had drugs there.
We will speak of this again soon in a less public place. And then she turns around and walks off. So, what do we all want to do? There are lots of irons in said fire. Where do
And
we want
one
to go?
iron in Kent.
Ah! Oh,
That was a quip.
that should have been.
Yeah.
I would upvote it.
So obviously they followed you and or smelled the scent of one of you with Kent on. So what do you guys want to do? What's the decision here?
I'd look in my grimoire, but it sounds like nobody wants my help.
Does it
Mother?
have anything on vampires? Werewolves. What are we up against again?
Werewolves and demons.
Demons, werewolves, any of those things.
It could. Yes, but I thought we weren't interested in using the big bad grimoire. So
We were interested in seeing if there is a counter to the demon. And if there's information about werewolves, that would be beneficial. We just don't want to conjure any demons.
I can take a look. I do know this book quite well. After all, let's just say the two of us go way back. And I start flipping through the book to see if I can find a spell.
Okay, so give me a intellect and again enigma. I think that's a good thing for this. Give me that roll and let me know what you get.
Okay. 2 successes.
Excellent.
Oh, 3 successes. A 9.
Nice.
Nice.
So you're looking through the book, and yes, there is a way to summon. There is also a way to get rid of the particular demon that's stuck with this particular book. It does not mention much about werewolves. It does kind of give there's kind of a supernatural hierarchy with werewolves being often towards the bottom of it, considered more feral beasts than anything else, and hard to get rid of. It has the typical things of shoot them with silver. Iron does the trick too because they are connected to the Fae in some way. And so, yeah, those are all things that can lead to the demise, as it were. Yes.
I pass that on to my hesitant colleagues.
Colleagues, hostages, same.
You can go at any time. I won't stop you.
So I guess the question is how do you all want to handle the werewolves? You know, there's a werewolf family in the city. And
Do we know the history of the werewolves in the city at this point, or just yes, they've been here? Do people just leave them?
At this point, just you see talk of rumors deaths that were very brutal, things like that make sense for a werewolf attack. A lot of wolves attack. There's even some speculation that the name of the city is linked to the werewolves. But the Do-Right family, you're not sure how deep their roots go. There's not a lot in this particular library about the genealogy of the town.
Well, I think if they want to come talk to us, maybe we should talk to them first and see if we can't get this problem solved in a normal way. If not, I can call some of my friends down from the city and we can handle this problem a different way.
Well, was last night a full moon?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so are there any, seeing the evidence of attacks and whatnot, did any of them take place when it was not a full moon?
Yes, actually.
Bastards.
Look who's evil now.
Well, it means that they don't have to wait for the full moon to change. They can change at will.
It also means they don't have to kill. They choose to.
Maybe we'd be
They don't
doing
have a helpful grimoire.
the town a favor if we... I don't know.
Murder an entire gymnastics team? I agree.
You quiet you. I think that you've done enough killing on your own merits.
I think
I'm
the
just-
next thing I want to look at is the phone book.
Okay.
They exist in 1976.
What's that?
Yes.
Sure do. Excuse me, I'm gonna go over to this phone book, yellow pages
Yes.
Actually,
from a payphone that's
I'm going
dangling by a chain.
I'm going to go to the white pages and look up the last name Do-Right and see how many of them are in the town.
There are 6 do-rights.
5.
Very true. Though it takes a lot longer for the phone book to catch up to murder. So, takes a little time.
And where do they live?
They are scattered throughout the city, actually. So here, give me just 1 minute.
Now, we need to keep in mind these are just the ones who are listed.
Right. So I'm going to, let's see if I can do this without screwing anything up. Give me a sec. All right. Yeah, I mean, the main question is how would you deal with these particular, would you deal with them one at a time, or would you want to try to get them all in one place? And how would you even, are you talking killing them, or are you talking about some other thing, some other way?
Is there a way that we can bind them in their human forms?
There
I
might
say to the grimoire wielding suspect. I mean,
What would be your response to that, Simone?
Well, I do have some binding spells. It doesn't specifically say it's for wolves, but I don't know. Perhaps a talisman of iron?
All right.
I love
That,
a
of
good
course, would
talisman.
assume they don't want to kill anyone. However, and if this is a family of wolves, I understand those could probably be quite loyal and hard to break.
True, very
Quite-
true.
I'm quite certain they want to kill us.
All right, just so you all know real quick, including our wonderful backers who are watching right now, I'm going to do something to show the map of the particular city. For just a second, you're going to see it pop on, and I might adjust the size of it real quick, and then we will go back to the other look. Just 1 second. So as you can see, this is a huge corner for some reason. So I'm going to take this down.
let's look at the map.
Let's look at the map. All right, so here's the map of the city. Yes, I'm a dork that made a map of the city. Doop. All right, there we go. I just put it right in the center. So most of the, a couple of them live in Golden Heights. One of them lives up in the Willard Manor. And there's another one that lives over here in Carnage House. And then the last couple lives near the city graveyard in the South District. So, like I said, they are spread pretty far and wide, as it were. Does that kind of help? So Carnage House, Willard Manor, the Golden Heights, and the city graveyard.
Golden Heights in the city graveyard. Well, I'd say we work our way. We start out and work our way in.
Cool.
And if they want to be helped, we'll help them. And if they don't want to be helped, we will save ourselves first.
Does anyone have a gun? I don't. I'm not someone to possess firearms.
I would like to use one of my connections
Okay, which
to
connection?
acquire some guns.
The Black Panthers?
The Black Panthers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They definitely have guns. It's why we got so many gun laws in the 60s. So
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm going to say that no, you don't have a problem getting guns from the Black Panthers. If you'd like to use that contact, for sure.
I would.
All right.
Call
Now-
up my cousin.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of contacts, can I contact Contramalum to see, one, if they have any advice for dealing with werewolves, and two, if they have any like items of protection for us?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to tell the rest of them about your secret society? Society. What was it? What was it from Young Frankenstein?
Mhm.
God, now I can't remember oh God. Anyway, go ahead. I'll remember it 20 minutes from now.
I don't know if I necessarily want to tell Simone, because she's the exact type of person my secret society would go after.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So
I would just say, oh, I have some contacts in the anthropological field who might be able to help us. Give me an hour.
all right. So we're splitting up.
Ooh,
I mean, I'm okay with that.
I'm willing.
GM's always okay with that.
I'm completely fine if we want to split up.
I'm going on an adventure.
Oh, exactly.
How many rewrites do we have left?
You have 3, I believe. 3 rewrites. It's also the amount of licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. For those of you over 106.
I see.
All right. So, you leave for an hour. Where are you going to meet your group of misfits? And in an hour, then, what are the rest of you want to do during this time?
I mean, I suppose this is the moment where I'm acquiring all of the weapons and.
Okay, so and we'll actually let's deal with that separately then as well. We'll do a quick little scene with that. Simone, what will you be doing? You and Wendy are the last 2 at the library. Is there anything in particular that the 2 of you would like to do? Do you want to split up? Do you want to do something together?
I look at Wendy, and like my eye kind of keeps straying to like the pile of microfiche or newspapers or whatever that the doctor was looking at. And
Definitely
I'm, like, checking out.
microfiche.
Yeah, I'm like scrolling through it, like checking out all the pictures of myself, looking like young and nubile and wonderful. And I'm like scrolling through and looking at all the images.
It's very much a Sunset Boulevard moment. You like the cameras, the what's the line?
I'm ready for my close-up.
Ready
Mr.
for my
DeMille.
No, not the pictures got small. It wasn't me. It was the pictures. It wasn't my fault. What about you?
Director Pan slow pan this way.
There better be Vaseline on that lens. Yep, they used to do that. For those of you who did not know, they put Vaseline on the. That was called Lana Vision, right? Was it Lana Vision?
Yeah, because of Lana Turner.
Lana
Yep.
Turner, yep. Wonderful things you learned on The Blood We Spill. Wendy, what would you like to do? You notice that Simone is looking through these microfiche, and every once in a while, this longing look comes over her face as if she's seeing something she wishes that she could, almost feel again. You can feel it in the room. Everyone else has disappeared. It's just the 2 of you there.
What you doing over there?
I'm just reliving the memories. I didn't realize I'd gotten quite so old.
Oh, yeah. Time's fun, isn't it? Can I see what you used to look like?
No, but of course, yes, darling, yes. The prison has made me lose a little bit of my color. But I promise you I was quite the thing back then. And I scoot over and like you see like pictures, like it looks like me, but like young and like really hot. And the hair is like really big and full and cheeks are real rosy. I've got big square like shoulders and I look really strong. But I'm also kind of like standing away from the rest of my teammates. Like I'm not like in the picture with everybody. I'm like on the side. Like,
Oh, you looked incredible. Oh, you still look great now. Your hair is very, very fashionable. Prison hasn't done the damage that you think it has. But oh wow, looking at you in your prime, truly, I am so sorry that you got that taken from you.
you flatter me. You really do. Thank you so much for your understanding. I'm overcome, really. And whatever it is you hope to get out of this, let me know. All in the name of love. I too have a non-traditional love, and I can't fault you for yours.
I just think they're neat, you know? Just something a little exciting. Keeps life interesting.
Quite right. I feel the exact same way.
I wonder if the werewolf curse is like, if it's just a bloodline thing, or if they bit me, if I would be a werewolf. That seems like it would be, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to kill people. I wonder if it could be like a vegetarian werewolf. Can you like just choose to like kill animals?
Ooh, that would be quite exciting, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I should think that you would be able to make that decision for yourself. If you would like for me to assist you in that endeavor, you just say the word.
Do you think that neat little book could help?
I don't know that I could turn you into a wolf. I could turn you into a succubus.
Above table, Chrissy just loves that chaotic idea. A succubus. You know, we probably don't have time for that today, but that is definitely a thought to keep in mind.
Only if the bite doesn't work out.
Yeah. No, I really like that idea. I was less worried about whether or not you could turn me into a wolf and more worried about whether or not maybe that book could help me with compulsions, evil compulsions. That way I could be a wolf and not hurt people. I don't want to hurt people. I just want to spread love.
I don't think this is the book for you. Evil compulsions are not something it pushes away, so to speak.
Oh.
But let's get a move on. Where are you going next? I'd like to come with you. I don't have much family around these parts. I suppose I might be able to find someone if I needed to.
Honestly, it just occurred to me. I didn't check to see if my friend, she was at that party last night. I didn't check to make sure she was okay after everything. Should probably go back to the apartments and ask her. You can come with me there.
All right. You lead the way.
Okay.
I'll be right here.
Awesome. So we're going to cut right there over to Angelique. You go to the West District, and that's where the headquarters of the local chapter of the Black Panthers are. Who's your contact there? What's their name?
My cousin Kevin.
Kevin. So
Is he a peacock?
No, he's actually a goat.
We have a running joke that all peacocks are named Kevin. So
That's funny. We have a running joke with my college roommates that all goats are named Kevin.
that's funny. There's a lot of Kevins in the
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
Mhm.
So Kevin is sitting behind the desk, sees you come in, jumps up, says, "Cousin, how are you?" and runs over and gives you a hug.
Kev, it's so good to see you. How's the breakfast program going?
It's going wonderful. I mean, there's a lot of kids in need in this city, and we seem to not be getting as much attention from the police department, which is nice. So, but yeah, it's going well. Can you help us out this weekend?
No, but I have an ask that, well, hopefully it doesn't bring too much more attention from Fuzz.
What do you need?
Sorry, from the pigs. Wrong term. We've got some strange kind of problems going on. We need guns, and I think silver bullets.
I mean, silver bullets would be very difficult. Honestly, that's sorry. That's something that we really wouldn't have. I mean,
If I could get you the silver, could you make me the bullets?
yeah, I could do that for you. What the hell are you into? What's going on?
You sure you want to know?
I mean, I think I'm already involved if I'm giving you silver bullets and guns. And if something goes wrong, I have to be able to help you. So what's up?
Werewolves?
Werewolves.
Werewolves.
Like actual werewolves.
Like change at the full moon and potentially at a different time. We got attacked yesterday. I tried to help. Oh God, here I am trying to help out some fool who caught himself caught in a cage by these religious zealots. I'm in all kinds of shit that I would rather not be in.
That sounds like a lot.
It goes deeper, but the bullets are for the vampires. And then we have a different problem that we're going to have to solve.
Wait, there's vampires?
Sorry, werewolves. Line?
We have werewolves and demons, Janine. Werewolves and demons. All right, back to places. Go. Good scene so far. Go.
The werewolves are just the beginning of the problem. These culty fucks were into all kind of weird shit. Like, I won't even tell you what I saw on my run the other morning. This is...
Well,
it goes deep.
It's okay. I mean, I've never seen anything like that, but I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist. I mean, if you say it, I know you're a pretty grounded person. So,
I tell you, I would not believe it if I didn't see it with my own eyes myself. So I appreciate that.
Of course, cousin, of course. Look, give me a few hours, come back with your friends, and I will make sure that you have the weapons and the ammo that you need. Okay?
All right.
But I will require something of you. I need your assurance that not only will you call me the second this is all done so that I know that you're okay, but that you commit to the breakfast program for the next couple of weeks once the heat dies down.
Oh, I'll be there.
Good. All right. Well, I'll get these items together and just be careful, all right?
I'll do my best.
Gives you a big hug, and you head out the door, and you'll see him in a few hours. All right, let's jump over to Dr. Carlisle. Where exactly is this secret society get together, or are you just making some phone calls?
I'm making some phone calls, but as far as picking up talismans or whatever, there is a local chapter of the secret society, like in the back of the local diner.
Okay. So you arrive at the local diner, Lenny's, and
there's always a Lenny's.
There's always a Lenny's. You notice that there are a couple of cars in the parking lot, but you don't see any people inside of the establishment. And the lower portion of the glass door has been broken through.
Oh my. I'm going to be very cautiously start just investigating, like maybe go around the back.
All right, you go around the back and you hear a loud buzzing sound of lots and lots of flies.
I just, wait. Give me a second. There we go. I hear it and I say, nothing seems to work against this evil.
Okay. I'll give you the thumbs up on that one.
And I'm going to get out of there because I know what that means.
Okay, so you scoot out and you leave very quickly, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want to call any of the other people that you know?
Yeah, I want to make sure that they're okay.
All right. Who's your most trusted friend in the
Let's say Carlos Juarez.
Carlos Wattis. Okay. So you call up Carlos. Is this, hello, how can I help you? Is this Carlisle?
Yes, Carlos, yes. I have to talk to you. It's urgent.
Well, you could meet me at the Linneys.
No, that's part of the problem. There's been an unspeakable evil unleashed on the town, and it's at the Lennies. I think it's killed the others.
Well, how about we meet at our second most used spot, the local city graveyard.
What time of day is it?
It's like 10 in the morning.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so you go off to meet Carlisle. You go off to meet Carlos at the city graveyard. I'm going to flick over to Wendy and Simone. You are heading back to basically the dormitory / apartments and to check in on Hannah. And you get there, and when you knock on the door, Wendy, it opens on its own accord, and you get a whiff of blood in your nose.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's probably not the best smell you want to be smelling.
My trademarks, I can use those like once a
session. Usually tie them in. What trademark are you looking to use?
the powerful energies again, where I see the last 3 scenes.
Usually you would use them by hooking them into. Is that a trademark or a trope?
It is a trope. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Cool.
Trope.
You guys have had enough successes with your dice rolls and everything else that absolutely you can use that.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna like put my hand on the door very lightly and try and see what happened. Like where the blood came from, because I don't want to go inside.
Makes sense. You put your hand, and Simone, you see a blanker look than usual come over Wendy's face as she's touching the door.
That's pretty hard to do.
And suddenly, Wendy, you're in somebody's body as you're walking down the corridor. You knock on the door. You hear Hannah's voice say, "Come in." You open the door, and as you get into the living room, the last thing you see is the corpse of Pastor Brad with a chair in his hand, slamming it against your head, and you fall to the ground. And that's where we're going to.
He's alive?
That's where we're going to end this episode. So, yeah, no, I'm not answering that question
For the third time tonight. You won't bite.
So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a fun time. I know I did. We will find out next week what is going to happen to all our different people in their different spots. Splitting up the party is always so much fun. I want to know where all our wonderful actors are in, IRL, the real world. Where is everybody and what are they doing? We will start with Michelle.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Michulu. That's Michulhu. You can also find my music and Wes's amazing sound effects if you subscribe to the Plate Mail Games catalog through BattleBards.
Chrissy?
Gotta mute. Hi, yeah, I'm Chrissy. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok, the big 3 T's, as Chrissy and Color, and Instagram as the Chrissy and Color. And yeah, I roll dice with a lot of different people, and I loved it.
And just so you all know, if you want to see great pictures of her dog, they are on Twitter. So you can see the where the noises are coming from the puppy.
He
So-
even has the ball
Potentially
in
a
his
new
mouth.
PC.
A new PC,
What's that?
exactly.
Yeah.
I want to know. I'm putting you on the spot now.
Her name is Ayla Lakias. I'm going to be playing her in Court of Blades. I think it'll be starting in September. We're recording this upcoming month, but I think it'll start airing in September. Because with Queen's Court, we pre-record. So yeah, it'll be in a Court of Blades every Monday for a few months on Queen's Court Games. I'm really excited about it. I've never played before, so
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's great. And yeah, definitely check out all of these things because, there's a reason why they're here because they all do incredible things other places as well. So make sure you're checking out all of their stuff. Janine, where can people find you?
Hello, I'm Janine, also known as Blips and Chits, and you can find me on Twitter at Blips and Chits, and that's kind of where I do most of my information spreading, although I am entering my hot girl era, so we'll see what other things that I pop up. But for now, Sundays, this upcoming Sunday, I'm doing a, what's the word for playtest? Yeah, playtest of Emerald Templars, the second episode in that series, which is gonna, anyway, Mind Prisons. And then normally on Sundays, you can find me over at Total Party Chill. They're doing a Crystal Academy show tonight if you want to go check that out after this. And on Saturdays, not this Saturday, but every other Saturday, you can find me over on Lore Everlasting, playing an Arthurian-inspired 5e campaign written by the lovely Stella Luna that I'm excited to play the second episode of. And yeah, everything else you can find me on Twitter.
Awesome. And the magnificent, the wonderful, the awesome Candace.
Hi, that's me. You can find me at Candace the Magnificent with an A. Pretty much everywhere except for Twitter. Twitter, I'm at that Candace girl because Candace Magnificent was too long.
Haters.
Yes,
man.
I've been on like a little bit of a hiatus. Life has been pretty nuts. But normally you can find me at all of those places. Right now I'm doing a lot of things that I'm not technically allowed to talk about. I feel like most of the stuff that's coming up for me has not been discussed.
NDA.
Yeah, but I do have a really awesome game with Saucefire over on his channel. You might know him from Mercy Road charity streams. It's called Waterdeep Tales, and I play a little kitten bard. We're all like little tiny creatures in like the big city of Waterdeep, exploring and having really cute, chaotic adventures. So please come on by on the 25th. It's every other week, and it's a 4-session story arc.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Thanks.
So as for our show, if you've been watching, if you subscribe or follow or any of those things help us out a great deal. Tips help out a great deal. Subscriptions, everything. Check us out on Patreon or Coffee. We try our best to bring you the best shows we can. And if you want to hear more, we have a podcast that's been around for about 4 years now. It's completely edited. It's got sound effects and music, and it's pretty cool. There's like 160 episodes, but it's all like we do 10 episode arcs of different shows. Call of Cthulhu. We've done even GURPS and different things. So we have something for everybody over there as well. So check out all our links below. Thank you to the players so much. I had a great time tonight. You all did incredible. Thank you to our lovely chat. Yeah, we will see you next Tuesday to see whose blood we spill. Bye, everybody.